Hi guys, welcome back. I am Maya with Simply Bloom. First, I want to apologize. I'm so sorry for the lack of videos. We went through a heat wave for northern Minnesota and dry, like no rain for almost 3 weeks. I don't have any irrigation in my garden, so I was hand watering everything every day. I do like an hour and a half of watering in the morning, an hour and a half of watering in the afternoon. And I was like all the time I had to spend in the garden. So things are looking rough. Things are looking so much rough. I wasn't able to upkeep on my usual maintenance. And so that's where I've been. That's what's happening. Today we are going to be tackling a flower bed that I have ignored all season. We used to have free range chickens. They are now in a run where they can roam in their run. Mosquito. However, there is a particular flower bed that when they were free range, they loved because they've discovered that under the topsoil, there's sand. So they completely demolished it, kicked out all the mulch, so just a sand bed, and then I lost hope, didn't do anything with it. Now it's overgrown, weeded. I haven't shown it in any of my flower garden tours this year. So we're gonna tackle that. Let me go show you. Also, to make matters worse, our lawn is also overgrown. Our lawnmower broke. And it's been like over 2 weeks now. In the shop, they were so backed up, they would say it'd be at least 2 weeks before we could get to it. It's been a little bit longer than that, and majorly overgrown. Well, you can see it's that one right there. You can see the weeds taking over the grass way too long. Over here you can see the chickens dug out that it's currently wet right now. Thank the Lord we did get a little bit of rain last night. But this is like all sand back here or powder. It's like a powdery dirt, not so much sand, but it's powder. And it's where all the chickens would come back here, and they dug this trench down from dusting themselves. I have a sumac, and I love the structure, but it's a royal pain in the rear end, and it is shading the hydrangea at the bottom. It's a vanilla strawberry hydrangea, and it needs help. So I am actually going to take down the sumac. Beautiful structure, but it's causing problems. It's throwing up suckers everywhere, and it needs to go. So we are going to work on this bed. I have a collection of pots that needs to get brought over. There's a feed bin. We have horses. There's our hitching post, but we just need help. Needs help. So what I'm thinking about doing is going and cutting down the sumac first, and then I do have a weed whipper. I think I'm gonna try to whip some of the tall grass down in front. Of course, move the buckets. That will make it look a million times better. And then I'm just going to start with trying to rip out all the sumac suckers and weeding, mulching, and I do have a couple plants to add as well. But let's just get started. loves these snakes. So I'm gonna put her in a cage until my daughter wakes up so she can hold it, and then we'll let it back go. I am wiped out. I don't know why. That felt a lot harder physically than I thought it would be. And I'm not done yet, but the kids are awake and my husband has to leave for work. So I'm going to do a quick tour of what I did, and then I have to run back inside. But let me show you. Okay, so I could not find our handsaw. Now my husband has a massive chainsaw that I do not feel comfortable using, especially in like a spot back tucked in the corner where there's not a whole lot of space to move around. So my husband will have to come and chop that sumac down for me. But this is kind of what we're dealing with. I have to say, I don't 100% love the plants over here. I did add 3 plants. I added those 2, which I love. For those of you who have been watching for a while, you know how much I love turtle head perennials. I'd say they're probably in my top 3 perennials. Just because when they start blooming, it's in that weird, awkward stage of end of summer where everything's kind of bloomed out. But your fall plants, like your asters and mums, those aren't quite in bloom yet. These turtle heads bridge the gap. So this is a tiny Tortuga. I'm not sure if I said that correctly. Turtle head. Now I have Hot Lips turtle heads. I've never tried this variety, so I'm curious to see how it does. You need sun to part sun, so 3 to 6 hours of sun, and it gets 12 to 16 inches high, spread 12 inches wide. Zones 4 through 8, and I'm technically in zone 3, but these work for me. I planted 2 right there. Now I ripped out a bunch of landscape fabric. It's all right here in this bucket. It was like ripping out hunks of sod, because another reason why I don't like landscape fabric is if you're not on top of weeding, just like normal weeding, the weeds grow on top of the fabric and it's just a mess. People think if they throw down some landscape fabric, it's like the end, they don't have to do any maintenance. Not true. It will help for a while, but in the long run, I feel like it creates more of a mess, more of a disaster. It makes it more difficult to weed because then you have the weed roots running underneath the landscape fabric as well as on top, and you can't, when you try to weed, it just breaks the top off and you can't get the roots, and it's a disaster. And that's what's been happening in that corner for the last 3 years since we moved back into this house. So I'm excited every time I work in this flower bed along the front of the house. I'm working on removing more fabric. So anyways, 2 turtle heads right there. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but it slants down quite far right here. So I kind of took a shovel, tried to level it out a little bit, and then I put the 2 plants there to help with erosion, I guess you could say, because I had problems with mulch falling down that slope. So I'm hoping that will help. Then I have a liatris. I'm not sure what happened to it. I know someone stepped in the middle of it, but like the middle of it, all the, I don't know, what are these called? Limbs? I don't want to say limbs, but all of these shoots were dead. So I cleaned that out. This here I love. I love. This is a Rebecca Shasta daisy. Absolutely love it. Some of the Rebecca Shasta daisies say zone 3. Other tags that I found of the same variety says zone 5. I can tell you it survives zone 3. So if you find a Rebecca daisy and it says zone 5, it survives in my zone 3. Right here is a Rytro Echinops. I'm not sure how I feel about this. It looks too much like bull thistle. And I know it's a type of thistle. I understand that. But I struggle with the bull thistle like no other in my garden. So I don't know how I feel about this. This right here will turn this beautiful electric blue color. I think what I want to do is I want to transplant this, and I have several others that I planted. I started them from seed. I'd like to put them in my cut flower garden and just have a row there and use the flowers for cut flowers. I'm not sure I want them in my landscape, but there it is. I have an Asiatic lily. I had someone ask me what variety this is because I have it somewhere else in my garden as well. I don't remember. I am so sorry. I tried to find it on Google. I couldn't quite figure it out. There were ones similar to this, but I couldn't find the exact one. Here is a rose that I have. It's supposed to be a Miracle on the Hudson. It's not. It was mislabeled. It has pink flowers instead of the red that the Miracle on the Hudson has. And then I just planted this here as well. And again, I'm not sure how I feel about it being right there. I thought it was a good choice, but I'm not sure. It is a Concord grape spiderwort. What's great about these is they can take full sun to full shade. So wherever you put it, it will be happy. 18 to 24 inch spacing, 15 to 18 inches high. Zone 3 through 9. I think this is, yeah. Zone 3 through 9. I'm not sure about it here because it just looks messy to me. And this flower bed has been such a mess for so long. I'm not sure how I feel about that wild crazy. It looks a little rough. It dried out a few times before I could get it in the ground. And I don't know if it normally it stays more upright like this. So I don't know. I'll leave it there for the season. See how I feel. If I still don't like it next year, I'll rip it out. Now I stopped here because I wanted to show you how sumac spread. So this root here is from the sumac. You can see it goes all the way. There's the trunk of the sumac. It's coming along the side of my house and it sends these suckers up from the roots. You see that? So I need to come through here, take loppers, try to remove as much as I can. And yeah, you can see that. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then this trench here. I want to talk about this trench. I think I'm going to leave this open, not cardboard mulch it, because I want to try to fill this trench in. I'm thinking as I plant plants, and I always have a bucket of soil left over, I'll just throw the bucket of soil here, and I'm hoping within 2 weeks it will be filled, and then I'll finish the cardboard. Because it looks, it still looks like a disaster, but I kind of want to somewhat fill it in, and then there's a hump of soil there that I can kind of level it out. Maybe I'll try doing that once my husband cuts down the sumac. I'll try to level the soil out as much as I can and then just fill it in, because I don't really want that open for several weeks. But I wanted to show you the roots and how sumac spreads. So looking so much better, just still not where I want it to be 100%, but I'm happy with the progress. I gotta run inside now, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.